Hey everybody, welcome. It's Frank from American Eagle Rises. We got some changes. Yeah. We're gonna experiment with this headset and see how the audio goes. I know it works. I don't know if it's actually recording levels are good because when I try to set it says it's set up, and there's nothing where I can put gain or anything like that. So I'm hoping you guys this works. If not, then I don't know. We'll have to continue on forward. So yeah, look, man, I got my glasses on. I haven't shaved, man. I look different than yesterday, right? I put the glasses on for a reason. So anyway, glad you can make it. Yeah, so it's Wednesday, and we got about 30 more minutes left in the trading desk hours. If you guys don't know already, the Federal Reserve announced a quarter cut. That's what I said the last couple of days. And guess what? The market was slightly, not really trading, and then it went down. And now it's kind of trying to break even. So this is kind of... So the 10-year Treasury, though, went up 5 basis points. That's kind of to be expected. I didn't think it'd go up nearly that much. The DXY went up, so your dollar is now stronger. Bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah, and crypto was kind of down. Now it's kind of coming back. But the news of the story is gold and silver. Silver is dying. It's getting slaughtered left and right. Yeah, it went down and it kind of recovered a little bit and went down again. Same thing with some of my miners. They two of them in particular. Actually, one's actually picking up speed pretty good. It's actually up, but it's been all over the map, guys. So, and this is kind of what I expected for the most part. I really didn't think silver would get slaughtered like this. It really doesn't make any sense. So, all the inflation hedges are down for the day. You can't make this shit up, right? But your SPY, it's treading. It's got its head above water. Whatever. Hey, you want to buy some silver? Buy some. Again, it ain't that big of a discount. It's down 2%, so. Gold's down at quite a 1%. Anyway, so. Now we can take these off. Yeah, so what's going on with America First stuff? Oh, it's more, I call it more clown show. The news is that Trump's over the water. He'll be in UK. I think he's already over there. He's already broke protocol. And if you guys want to get into that, you got to get your tinfoil. It's actually true, but most normies will say it's tinfoil hat. Previous leaders didn't, but because Trump is, there's a whole hidden meaning behind all this, and I don't want to, speculate when you guys don't really know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So, but anyway, it's all good stuff. It's just there's so much crazy ass stuff. You got Bill Barr trying to make up his own Epstein stuff. So you can't make it up. Kash Patel is saying the FBI didn't do anything. But Kash was actually good yesterday. He gave Cory Booker and a couple other people a new asshole. So it's all theater right now. Kind of keep your eye on Trump. But outside of that, dude, America's still here. Frank had, oh yeah, How about that? We'll call it Frank news. Just when I got moved into a new group, haven't even been in this group for more than a few weeks. Well, the group is still around, but we're getting thrown into another massive reorg. And they just announced it today, guys. Like my manager and like the director who's who she reports to. They just had a meeting like not even an hour before they had our meeting to tell us about it. So I need water. So yeah, more shenanigans at General Motors from a reporting structure. I don't think it's going to affect my job, meaning my role and responsibility stuff should be no different. We're still working from home because they haven't cleaned up. The CDC hasn't given the green light to our building. Yeah, I know. Out of, what do they call it? Out of abundance of caution. These damn words. They don't even know what these words are. So, who cares about that, right? What else, guys? I really don't have much else today. I was kind of hoping maybe some sparks on the financial side, but hey, it ain't really happening. The report on YouTube, it looks like tons of people are getting quote-unquote shadow banned. And you guys, if you're from Raymond's channel, this ain't anything new, right? But it's just like more evidence. I think what's going down is obviously there's no money, and I'm surprised it's kind of happening, but it seems like it's kind of happening all at once. So it's like they either pushed a button or pulled the cord out of the wall. But one of the biggest telltales of like true recession indicators, kind of like, hey, that's kind of like we'll say early. I mean, we've been in one for a while, guys, right? Like they've been lying to us for at least a couple of years, at least 2.5. It wasn't really obvious, say 4 years ago, but from a jobs perspective, it's always been that way for a while. But, oh, shit. What? Yeah, I just, blanked out there. Oh. Yeah, the recession indicator. So, a lot of businesses pull back ad revenue. So, ads are less, right? Because it's so easy just to pull that money out. So any type of promotions or something that gets thrown on ads on TV, radio, that money pulls back. So typically I don't know if that's part of marketing, but it's probably part of marketing. But so yeah. So if YouTube is pulling back, that means their pipeline of money is probably drying up. So they have to be more quote unquote strategic with where they spend their marketing dollars, or funnel it to more, hey, this is making money, this one isn't, so that one dies, right? So I think that's what's really been going on, to be honest. I think, I'm surprised this hasn't happened any sooner, to be honest with you. I'm surprised it's taken this long. I mean, right, you can't make any of this crap up lately, with what happened last week. But I expected a downturn like in 2018, and then it didn't quite happen, and then 2020, right? And then when 2020 hit, I was like, all right, well, within at least a year, we're going to get like almost hyperinflation. We didn't quite get it. It looks like now we're getting it. But I call it hyperinflationary depression. It's sort of like Weimar Germany in between the interwar. Their dollar, whatever funds they were using, all confidence was lost. But it was primarily based on the government just printing a shitload of money. And they had no choice to do it anyway because the Treaty of Versailles basically just, and Germany didn't have any money, so they just kept printing these damn marks that were just, they were just completely worthless. But that's what happened then, right? So even though everything was going up in price, it was a depression because there was no value in the price. So most depressions, recessions, whatever you want to call it, right, can be defined as a reduction in the amount of money, right? So, but that's not what's going on. There's more money, but it's more money that has less value. So the amount of purchasing value is significantly dropped. So that's, I'm trying to remember. Someone coined that term a while ago, and it actually made kind of sense. So, we're getting to the point where it's like it's a depression because people can't get a job, but everything's like through the roof. So we have like inflation and depression all at the same time. Like, I don't know. I think good things are happening, but yeah, right now is that I call it that transition period. I don't know how long this period is going to be. I call it this could be the big suck for a while, but the other thing and we'll kind of end it there. I don't want this to be too long. I got another meeting I got to get to at 4:00. So I got like another 10, not quite. Yeah, about 15 minutes. They got to have like this, I call it pseudo drama. So, the Fed was thinking that, we would get more rate cuts next year. Oh no, the latest news now, and this could change, guys, right? But at least as of today, the Federal Reserve is just communicating. They're floating, because this is what they do, right? They gauge what the market reaction is going to be. So not only did we get the rate cut, but they're communicating there's only going to be one 25 basis point cut next year. So I call it a mixed bag, right? Like, it's almost like if they cut rates, inflation goes up. But if they don't, then there's no job. So it's like, the rich don't really care. Right? But so it's the market's kind of getting a 1-2 punch in a way, but this forward guidance bullshit that they always say, like, that's just, that's kind of news for even myself, because I thought they were thinking 3. So that just tells you that there's the Federal Reserve obviously it never knows what the fuck it's doing, pardon my friend, but it doesn't know now. Now it's almost like it's all perception management. It's becoming more apparent now. And it's like the more the Federal Reserve says something or doesn't say something, they're becoming more, what's the word? Impotent. Yeah, that's actually a good word. Impotent. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Right? Man, we are deviating too much from our plans. We've been kind of quote unquote stacking cash for a while. I haven't really seen anything that is like enticing. We have a slight little crypto building this year. I focus more on because I wasn't buying crypto, and I maybe should have done it a couple years ago, and we still don't have that much money really tied up compared to the rest of my portfolio. So I'm still a little on the fence here with crypto. No one knows what the hell when, what, in what form. It's going to come. The matter is in what form and when. God knows. Only God knows. Maybe he doesn't even know because, these guys are dirt bags, right? He doesn't. He's like, hey, do this, do that. And They're like, we don't know. We don't know what we're going to do from day to day. And God's like, oh my God. Like, come on. But yeah. So, yeah, if you're planning on buying anything, I don't know, man. Hold and wait. Does anyone got any money to buy anything? My plan was to save this cash, and then when everybody needed cash, they would be selling all their stuff for like pennies on the dollar. Well, that really hasn't happened. On Facebook Marketplace, it looks like a lot of people don't have a lot of money, so I am seeing that, but the people selling their stuff, they haven't lowered their prices. So what has to happen is this is kind of the start of it, and then it has to be sustained for several months because eventually I'll call it the bottom will just fall out. But like I'm seeing all this collector stuff. Like I saw like 3 and this is just, again, I'm just on there and I see this crap, right? So if you guys aren't as old as me, most of you aren't actually. But if you remember G.I. Joe, they had like these 3.5-inch action figures, right? And when I was growing up, like every kid wanted it. It's called the USS Flag, but it was a monster aircraft carrier, and it was expensive as hell. I think it was like $200, and back then, that's probably like the equivalent of like 2 PS5s. Like it. But so anyway, on Facebook Marketplace, there's like 3 of them on there that have come on in like the last week. One guy has one that's like literally mint, and he wants $3,000. Another guy has one incomplete. It's not quite in great shape. But I was just like, dude, you're selling it at the wrong, this is why collectibles, collectibles can be an investment strategy, but this ain't the time to sell them. Like, if anything, this is the time to buy them. But again, this guy has it at $3,000. Like, nope. I'd be like, hey, dude, I'll give you 300. Oh my God, it's worth, no, it's only as worth what someone's willing to pay for you under current market conditions, right? Just because 2 years ago someone bought it for $3,000 doesn't mean today it's $3,000, right? Like, do you want it or not, right? So, the only thing that I'm looking to purchase currently, like as a collectible, is Magic the Gathering cards, and I'm talking about the old ones, the ones that I remember, and the ones that they're not going to print anymore. But guess what? They haven't reduced their price because, and I thought millennials were crazy on in Magic. Pokemon, I'm not giving you guys a bad name or anything, but a large segment of who, the millennial people that they came back into buying Pokemon cards, but it's so bad. It's like they're doom spending. And, like, kids can't even afford any of this. It's so sad. I mean, I don't want to say it's, everyone has a hobby and whatnot, right? But, the card, what they're willing to pay for some of these, just the product. What's funny is it's the unopened stuff, right? And Walmart can't keep this stuff. It's all sold out, and you go and it's like people in their mid-30s, or I've seen like some guys that are like just, they're probably like 40, right? Like they're probably on the cusp. So I'm so glad I sold a lot of my sealed stuff this year because I got really good prices. Pretty decent. I didn't, I was trying to sell it at card shows and nobody was buying. But now everyone's buying, and like literally, like it's like 3 times the price that I was asking for. So, this just shows you I call it a blow up top in Pokemon. We'll see if it comes down at any time soon. Probably not. So anyway, I got my little meeting warning. So I got like probably another 10. Let's see here. I can't even see. Oh, I got more than that. I got like 13 minutes left. So. There you go, guys. Oh, hey, 1947. So we're going to end it here. I'm praying the audio is good. And sometimes I have a loud mouth, or I do have a loud mouth. What a Freudian slip. No, my voice can be loud, but not just loud, but it carries. It's very, is it boisterous or bolsterous? I don't know. Someone please in the description put the right word. I'm sort of like Raymond. Like, I really don't give a shit if I'm saying the wrong word. I just keep going with it. My brain will trick myself for years and use the wrong word forever. But yeah, I hope it's not too loud and I hope it's not too soft. So, hopefully this works because I was using the camera's little mic, and because I'm this far away, perhaps that's it. So anyway, we'll see. We found the stop button. Just over 20 minutes. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. All right. Bye.